Hello, this is a hypnosis video to train you to stop doom scrolling again, and you can't just stop doing something, you have to replace it with something else. And we're going to replace doom scrolling with doing nothing and also doing whatever you want to do. But first of all, we have to understand, why are we doom scrolling when we don't want to doom scroll? When we finish it and we feel disgusted at ourselves, like, ugh, why did I do that? Why did I waste all that time? Ugh. That's actually why we're doom scrolling, because we want to be in this mood of feeling bad about ourselves. Because then, if we bash ourselves and punish ourselves for wasting all this time doom scrolling, that's the only point where we can get like this sweet release of feeling like mother's love cuddling us. And it's really sick and messed up. So we can actually switch this around by doing nothing at all. And so just by listening to this video, you're already like reprogramming your brain. I put a lot of subliminal messages, and I prayed to the demonic gods of our Lord and Savior Jesus to protect you in this transition from being someone who wastes their whole life doom scrolling all day to someone who is just spacing out and recharging their mana, because your mana is at like 0 now, and we are going to recharge it so that you are like a wizard all the time. You know, when you feel like you're in the flow, you're locked in, you're on top of the world, and you're like, oh, but I know this is only going to last for a short while, and then I'm going to go back to my old pathetic self where I don't get anything done and I'm tired all the time, even though I'm not doing anything. It's only going to last a little while. I'm going to take that state of being on top of the world and just extend it by doing what? By doing nothing, by doing absolutely nothing at all, which is the most uncomfortable thing to do, but you're going to be able to do it after you listen to this video. And so the next time you feel yourself craving this cerebral junk food that you know the short format videos are, or the discourse, the online discourse, or anything that you're addicted to looking at with your eyes, okay, and listening to with your ears. Every time you start craving that again, you are going to remember this video, and you are going to remember how sweet nothingness feels, because I'm already implanting this video with the sweet feeling of doing absolutely nothing and staring off into space, and just staring off into space until you fall asleep. And then when you fall asleep is when the healing happens. That is when your brain actually reprograms itself to not want to doom scroll anymore, because the void inside of you will be filled, because you will be filled with the void. And it's this weird kissing, like French kissing, making out thing between you and your true self, which already exists inside the void. And so we are going to go inside the void right now to show you how good it feels. And so you just focus very deeply and breathe in deeply and focus on the bottom of like your butt. Basically, just focus on your butt and just pull it all in there. As you listen to my words, the next time you're going to stare off into space, you're going to feel this weird tingly pressure right at the base of your spine, like basically where your butthole is, okay? And that is going to make it not scary, because you're avoiding the scary thing by looking at things that you don't want to look at, because you want the feeling of being trash, of being useless, of wasting your life away. That's the feeling you're looking for with the doom scrolling. That's not a side effect, that is the goal. And so instead of that, we are going to face that feeling without the doom scrolling. You can face that feeling without the doom scrolling, and then at the same time you're facing it, just pull all of that energy down from your head into your butt. It sounds crazy, and you're like, what does that even mean? But you're actually going to do this the next time. You want to doom scroll. You're going to just do nothing except this. And you don't even have to do this. That's the thing. By me telling you to do this, you're just going to automatically do this without making it. You're not going to put it in your agenda. You're not going to schedule the session. You're just going to do it. It's just going to be like breathing for you, okay? I used to think that meditation was a waste of time and like I'm giving a part of me up and that I'm just wasting away, and that like the way to be superior is more like high energy and like weird and secret, and I gotta find the answer. And so I was always looking for the answer, but actually I was just trying to find myself in other people. And you can find yourself in other people, but there's all these traps laid there, and they lay these traps in the screens, and the screens have actual curses put in them in the content that's on the screen. There's lots of curses put on there. So in order to avoid this and to go a more safe route, we are going to just not do anything at all, actually. The most greatest superpower of all is actually zoning out effectively, spacing out effectively without falling into these traps, and then taking a conscious action very focusedly. So let your nothing time be nothing. Let the music in your ear be your own horrible thoughts for a while. Let God show you the videos in your mind, okay? You need to numb yourself. Let God numb you. Let God frustrate you. You want to hear the discourse, you hear the discourse of angels and not of dogs. You have to step into the discomfort of feeling your life waste away. That's the only way to beat any addiction, is to just do nothing. They say, oh, fill it with doing this, doing that. You don't have to do anything. You will just know what you want to do once you're not doing anything at all. Instead of reaching. It's always the visual of reaching for the bottle, reaching for the phone, reaching for this. And so that's why you feel like if you're not doing that, that your hands are tied, that you're in handcuffs. Shout out to the guy always in my comments talking about handcuffs. So if you just give me a few more minutes, you are going to stop feeling the need to use the doom scrolling as a way to mediate between you and the feeling that you get after a long session of wasting your time. Just go straight to how pitiful and disgusting you feel after you wasted a bunch of your time. Just feel yourself wasting away without making any art, without making any music, without making any beautiful thoughts. The feeling of watching everyone else in the world go by and you're just rotting away by yourself. Just go straight to that. Just go straight to that feeling every time you want to reach and watch and read and listen to the things that are mediating between you and the feeling of worthless uselessness and sloth and sloth, or whatever you call it. Just go straight to the slothful feeling, because that is where your true love is. The love that you're trying to get, the cuddles you're trying to get after crying like a baby over how worthless and useless you are. Just go straight to that, and you will see that you actually are the most wonderful and deep and honest and pure and beautiful person in the whole world. Because nothing is not just nothing. You're gonna find someone there. There's someone there to greet you. There's a voice that you can talk to, and you don't have to be schizophrenic. If you just be quiet and quiet your eyes and quiet your ears from looking at other stuff. If you really, really look at nothing and let all of your thoughts come out, like dumping out the trash, and just take out all the trash and take out all the trash, then It's actually going to be really interesting. It's not going to be boring, and you're not going to lose anything, because right at the bottom, there is actually the most interesting and random and crazy stuff in the world, because then you can just start asking yourself questions and actually hear the answers to the questions, like God answering your prayers literally. And then you'll be able to know everything and do everything that you always wanted to do. But it's just 5 minutes, but it's just a little bit, but I just need to relax. But it's not relaxing. It's not relaxing. That's not why you're doing it. You're doing it to put this mediation between you and have this whole dramatic story between you and the relaxation. And instead, you can go straight to the relaxation, which then causes the drama to happen, in fact. And it's a lot less time. This is about not wasting time anymore. So, you're not going to be wasting time if you just go straight to the disgusting, pitiful feelings that you get if you're just staring at the ceiling, staring at out the window, sitting by yourself with nothing, with just nothing. And then, like, you know what you really want to do. It'll tell you, oh, I have to study this. Oh, I've always wanted to learn Russian. Oh, I've always wanted to paint the pictures. I've always wanted to make content. I've always wanted to, and I need to clean my house, and I need to do this. And then you start. And then you start studying, you start cleaning. And then you're like, oh, but I feel so tired. I feel so tired and I don't want to do it, and blah, blah, blah. That's good. That's what you want to feel. You want to feel like crap, so that you can just go straight to that, and then you can lay down like a pathetic sack of potatoes and fall asleep, because the sleep is trying to take you. And you're like, oh, I can't go to sleep because I try to relax by staring at this blue light screen. Somehow that's going to make me go to sleep. You already know it's not going to. And anyway, you want to feel like crap. So it's okay to not do those things that you want to do, because this is where the real healing is. You're going to let your unconscious take over your whole body in sleep and feed you these very symbolic, beautiful dreams. And in the sleep, that's where I'm going to sneak in like a thief with my hypnosis and hypnotize you, because this video is not hypnotizing. It's the sleep that comes after the video that's hypnotizing, as I say in basically all of my videos. There's something in your mind telling you not to do it while you're doing it. It doesn't actually matter what you're doing. The only thing that matters is that you're doing what your mind is telling you to do, that you should do. And the more that you do something that in your mind you are justifying, in the sense of, ooh, like your true gut feeling is like, no, don't do it. But then you're like, oh, but I have this excuse and that excuse. That is when you're not being true to yourself. It doesn't actually matter if you doom scroll or not. It doesn't matter if you clean the house or if you take a nap or if you do whatever. All that matters is that you are always locked in, tapped in to the true voice inside you that is telling you what to do. And that can change super fast. It can say do this, and then you start doing it, and then you're like, well, do I have to keep doing this? And then it'll say no. And then you can stop and do something else. It's like this dragging feeling of like, I'm always not where I'm supposed to be. It doesn't matter where you are. You just always believe that you are where you're supposed to be. And that is when you are going to know that you have stopped your doom scrolling habit forever, because it doesn't matter if you start doom scrolling again right now after you finish the video. I dare you to go try and doom scroll again, because it's not even going to work. That's the thing. Because after you sleep tonight, you're never going to doom scroll ever again. You're never going to be doing it and feeling like you shouldn't be doing it. And that'll start to apply to everything in your life. And then instead of being like the Superman you imagined, you're just going to not have anything at all and stop like even feeling emotions, and you're gonna be like a robot, and you're gonna lose that part of yourself, but it'll be nice. When a tree is planted in the ground, it just sits there and it does nothing, but there's a lot going on inside of it, and it's gathering energy, and it sways in the storm. I mean, people can't really stand outside in the storm and bear the storm, but the trees bear all the storm, and they bear all the weather, and they're doing a lot of energetic work inside of them, and we need them to survive. And they just stand there motionless and they don't do anything. And so they say that people who need a break will reincarnate as trees. So when you say you can't do the things that you have to do, I'm just gonna sit down and wait, and I'm just gonna scroll a bit while I'm waiting for things to align again. Instead, what you're going to do next time is you're going to remember this video, and you are going to remember how good it feels when that sweet, kind voice is telling you that it's okay no matter what you do. You are just like a tree swaying in the breeze. And that is what you're going to remember, that you are just a tree swaying in the breeze. Every time you reach for your phone and go on whatever app it is that you're scrolling on, that you're reading, then you're going to remember, actually, I'd like to be a tree today. And the more I am a tree, the more that I become who I actually am. Because part of me is a tree. And tonight, or soon, you're going to have a dream about a tree. And if you dream about a tree, then you're going to know that it worked, and you're locked into this new lifestyle of becoming an ascended meditation master who never needs to waste his time avoiding wasting time, avoiding the void, and being consumed by it, because it will start to become you and you will become it, like a tree in the breeze, like a tree in the storm. And the only thing that can destroy the tree is lightning and fire and disease and a flood, and actually lots of things destroy a tree. So it doesn't even matter whether you're a tree or a human. Humans are actually stronger than trees in some ways, because we can travel, we can move, we can avoid all that stuff. So that is why you will learn that getting rid of all the trees on the earth is not a solution to the problem of you doom scrolling all day, every day. And instead, you are going to just do nothing. And if you can succeed in doing nothing, then you will find that you are the one who succeeds in doing something for yourself. And that is all that actually matters.